Good morning, good morning, good morning. You're tuning into that episode of the Wunderkind Morning Show live. What's good, everybody? Hopefully everyone's having a great morning, being safe. I just got back from, doing some stuff for the church. Very blessed, feel very, very blessed. Abdi Hassan first in here, yo. What's good? Roy T, you in here early, bro. What's good? Ashley Shelton, always a pleasure to have you. Good morning. 7th and 9th, yo. My boy K Beezy, let's get it. Alexander Goodlin, what's good? We are in here, man. Just Blaze. Oh, man, I love the 90s and 2000s, bro. God, Ryan M., good morning. Nice to have you, man. Yami, yo, what's good? Listen, guys, the NFL, boy, that narrative that they be wanting to push, you can always tell what narratives the NFL want to push because they don't do anything subtly. They'll just keep throwing things in your face to where you be like, hey, yo, what's going on? Jordan Hatcher, what's good? Like, that's crazy to me. That is crazy to me. And if you don't know what I am alluding to, well, I am. Yo, what's good, my bro? Zico Kage, what's good? Man, people in here early. Yeah, we getting in here. Good. Let's get this party started. Yami said Mad Dog a clown. Bro, you seen that foolishness he was trying to say? It's like, you know what? Let me touch on that real quick, right? I always tell everybody perception becomes reality. And people's ignorance becomes their perspective. And then perspective becomes reality. People don't want a lot of times to know the truth. Ignorance is bliss. That's the way that they think. That's the way that they do things. That's the way how they go about themselves. Donovan Carter with a $2 donation. Yes! National Fix League is colluding again for Joe. Oh, you seen it, right? Don't worry, I got you. Don't worry, I'm going to touch on that right after this. But shout out to you, Donovan Carter, for the first donation of the day. $2 donation. Best nation in the world donation. Thank you, bro, for supporting the channel, man. God bless. But this man, Mad Dog, tried to come off and tried to make the argument that Lamar Jackson's not even a top 5 player in the league, much less top 10, because he hasn't won a Super Bowl or he hasn't won a championship game, all while not holding Jalen Hurts in the top 10. He said when it comes to quarterback, nothing else matters outside of championships, right? That's what he said. He said championships matter. And then after championships, then you can put all the other stuff that trickle after. But that's all that matters. Super Bowls for quarterbacks are how championships used to be for old centers back in the old days. The Russells, the Chamberlains, and such, right? The Kareems, the Shaqs. You're judged by how many titles you got. And Jalen Hurts isn't in his top 10. Jalen Hurts been to 2 Super Bowls. He has 2 NFC crowns. And won the Super Bowl, was the best person in the Super Bowl twice against Patrick Mahomes. But somehow, he's not up there either. So Lamar's not top 10 for him, and neither is Jalen Hurts. So what we're saying is, the Super Bowl really didn't matter. It's how you perceive how these players should look to you. That's why I've told so many people that when it comes to these sports, that's why I've liked the change. Right now, any type of flavor you want, you have in the NFL right now. And I mean that in every aspect. Any flavor, right? You want a little bit of trickery, a little running around. You know what I'm saying? You got Patrick Mahomes. You want a guy that can stand in there a little longer than most, try to get the ball to the weapons. You got Joe Burrow. You got a guy that can run guys over at the quarterback position and still launch the ball down the field. You got Josh Allen. You got a guy that can make everybody miss, can make everybody throw, just a lightning in a bottle and can make every throw in the field. You got Lamar Jackson. Like, you have so many different flavors you can choose from. And somehow that's not enough. I said this yesterday, and I really didn't mean it. I said, if you took all of the quarterbacks and threw them up in the air and jumped them up like lotto balls, like make all them things are bouncing around like lotto balls, right? And then everybody got to do a lottery pick. All the quarterbacks get to change teams. I'm not even asking you guys. Joe Burrow, Josh Allen would be the first two taken off the board. Not Patrick Mahomes, not Lamar Jackson, not Jalen Hurts. After those two, then you'd probably have Patrick Mahomes. And then after Patrick Mahomes, you'd have Justin Herbert, you would have Lawrence, you would have Purdy, you'd have Matthew Stafford, before they ever get to Lamar or even Jalen Hurts. Regardless of what they see, I want you to understand something. That's why you can have an executive come out and be like, we don't care if Lamar wins 10 MVPs. He'll never be a real quarterback. He'll never be a real boy. You remember Pinocchio? I want to be a real boy. It's nasty work. Jared Goff, too. Yes, Eric Clark, another one. Right now, in the NFL's top 100, Jared Goff is number 15. Y'all know that, right? Hey, KBZ, that's right. Please remember, hit that like button. Smash that like button, guys. Let's get those likes up. But that's what we're dealing with. So when you hear people like him, or when you heard the Colts, a former GM, you hear all these older gentlemen speaking the way they speak, saying what they say, because they have a perceived notion of how things are supposed to be. They don't care what these guys are doing. They don't care what they achieve. It's about how they feel. Later on in the episode, they even say, well, you made a good point about that. Because they said, hold on. Joe Burrow's not making it to the playoffs. They were like, matter of fact, he don't make the playoffs unless Lamar Jackson's hurt. They play in the same division. Why is he getting all these excuses? And then they brought up and said, what about Dan Marino? So many other guys like that never even won one, but you have them as the greatest of all times and top 5 and all type of stuff like that. It's nasty work. Nasty work. Donovan Carter with another $2 donation. Yes, the Pinocchio theory. Bro, let me tell you right now, it's the real theory. Because it really is crazy that you could see somebody like a Lamar Jackson doing what he's doing. You guys said he couldn't even play the position. You were wrong. And instead of saying, yo, I was wrong about this guy, like, oh my God. Like, I didn't think he would ever be able to do this, but he shut me down. My bad. Huh. I don't think he's top 5. Who cares? Remember what he said? He could take his MVPs and shove them. Name another time you've ever heard of an MVP more disrespected and callously stated in multiple disagreements and arguments and debates before Lamar Jackson. Please, let me know. Before Lamar Jackson, MVPs mattered. First team All-Pros, second team All-Pros mattered. Winning your division mattered. Now, this Lamar's doing it? Nah, we don't like that. It's nasty work out here, guys. Nasty. You know I'm going to call it out. It's nasty out here, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like, Josh Allen hasn't been to the Super Bowl, but you got him 2. Or 1. Jalen Hurts been to 2 of them things. Why is he not high on your list? How is this possible? Kush with a $10 donation. Donated before my birthday. Oh, you're doing the money before my birthday. Yes. Kush said Mad Dog is nothing but a sad puppy with fleas. Facts. And shout out to you, Kush, for the donation. Thank you so much for supporting, bro. Best Nation donation. But, bro, that junk is crazy to me. You feel me, Kush? You feel me, guys? Like, Imagine fixing your mouth. Mind you, for all clarification and context, this guy laughed and said, yo, Lamar can shove his MVPs up his tail. But will congratulate, bow down to Josh Allen getting one, which we already know it should have went to Lamar. It's nasty work. Nasty work. Ted's Gold Jacket was good. It's just, it gets to a point where you start looking at people. King Lee, my boy, was good. It gets to a point where you start looking at people and you're like, bro, it's something else. And when you heard me talking with Cordell Woodland, you heard him saying the same thing. Heard him saying, bro, it's like you guys are so angry that you were so incredibly wrong that now you're holding him to standards that you have never held anybody else to, and you're flaunting it every day on the, like, I can say what I want. It's my opinion. I can say what I want. It's my opinion. Like if I look at Dan Orlovsky and them, I would cook them. Him, Ryan Clark and them, because the same standards that they're holding for Lamar, I'm gonna hold them all to. Because I'm gonna say, but you said this guy's better than him. This guy's had more weapons and better weapons than him for the entirety of his career. How does he not have more wins? Are you going to say, well, it's because he has a good defense? Lamar hasn't had a great defense all the time. Half the time, the defense of the Ravens have been bad. Nobody points that out. Nobody points it out. It's like, hey, it is what it is. Oh my God. Greg Roman giving the Herbert, oh, it's not fair. It's not the right thing for him. Well, now we're seeing that he wasn't the right OC for Lamar either, but you're okay with Lamar keeping him. Y'all said Lamar had it because you wanted to shackle his game. Steve Young came out and told y'all. He has the capability of being the greatest football player we have ever seen to lace up cleats. That scared a lot of them. That scared a whole bunch of them. When Steve Young and them started to come out and say, pay him in and be like, bro, I don't know how he makes that throw. He found out how to make that throw. You hear Tom Brady talking, he's next. They got scared. How dare those guys say that when you got Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert right there? Their losses and lack of their ability to make the playoffs doesn't seem to hold anything against them though, right? And even with all of that, they're still screeching to a halt saying, hey, they should be able to win MVPs. Look at this. They gave him a preseason award winner MVP, Joe Burrow. Bro, if this isn't trifling, I don't know what is. Is this not trifling, guys? Joe Burrow preseason MVP. And it's all because of you. And it's all because. Oh my God. Bro, you can't be like it's nasty work, but they got this man as a preseason most valuable player, and Bengal fans are celebrating this. Whoop, whoop, raise the roof. Whoop, whoop, raise the roof. Zelly the Ninth, stop talking all those facts. Man said they started debating whether or not Lamar deserved his money. Then acting like they never said anything. These dudes not serious. Bro, it's nasty work out here. They said I'm telling you what they said. They said if Lamar Jackson O-line is playing bad, he's the guy. He has to fix it. He has to make it work. His receivers dropping the ball and they're not really talented. Tom Brady had bad receivers. You got to make it work. He has to be the running game. Well, you can run fast. You got to make it work. You're Lamar Jackson. You just got to make it work. So to them, it doesn't matter what he has. So now that he has a comparable team, it's cheating. Oh, he got help. He actually got help. Why does he need help? That's not fair. You heard them say Matthew Stafford have too much help? Did you ever hear them say that? No. Did you ever hear them say Joe Burrow got too much help? No. You ever heard them say Tom Brady got too much help? No. Joe Montana? No. Steve Young? No. Kurt Warner? per quarter? No. Ben Roethlisberger? No. It's nasty work out here, guys. It's nasty work. And think about some of the guys that these guys have played with. Never said they got too much help. That it's unfair. Crazy. Crazy. You know I'm again. Bro, they got this man as a hold on. Maybe Nitro's tripping. Let me make sure that my scope of my scope for this information is not beyond, right? Hold on. Let me make sure it's not beyond my scope. Have y'all ever seen a preseason MVP before? Let me know. Let me know, have you guys ever seen an award given for the preseason? Maybe I'm new to this. Have you guys ever seen that ever happen before? A preseason MVP? Producer's saying never. Has anybody else seen it? Because I've never seen this before. Yo, Smack King Lee said, no! Oh! Yo, man, I be loving y'all, bro. Pause. But I love you guys, man, for real. I be guys said, heck no. Jordan Hatcher said, closest Joe will ever get to an MVP. Preseason is actually nasty work. will.i.am said, negative. You heard him last year. They were making an argument that Joe Burrow should be second in the MVP voting and not Lamar. And then came out and said that none of the losses were on Joe Burrow's, none of them were Joe Burrow's fault. Bro. Hey, man, the Keenan's eyes was good, bro. Was good. Hey, Flex Zone. Hey, listen, Flex Zone, we got to reschedule, man. You know I want to come on there. Come on now, man. Don't do your man dirty. It wasn't my fault, man. You know this weather had Nitro down. No, you hold it against me, Flex Zone. How am I going to? No, Flex Zone. Without the zone. Don't do this to me. For real, we got to reschedule, though, bro. That's embarrassing to even get. Thank you, Roy T. Like, bro, it's nasty work. Lamar's against the Bengals. I thought he was 10-1 versus them. Yami says they're 9-1 against the Bengals. Only one is with Dalton. Bro, it's nasty, bro. Lamar does that team absolutely, what's it called? Gave them a beating, and they act like it don't happen. It's not really fair that he's beating them like that. I'm checking. I don't got nothing. I'm looking through it now, Flex. I don't see nothing. When did you send it? Only thing I got is a Flex Loans Lending Advisor. Get funds you need in as little as 2 days. That's all I got, bro. They ain't send me nothing. Yeah, I don't got, bro. I didn't get it. Resend it, please. I don't got, it didn't send that date. Oh, yeah. Oh my God. It sent you to my spam. Yeah, okay. I got it. It says Monday, September 29th, 10:15 p.m. Okay, guys. I got it. Yeah. I got it. It was in my, bro. You're seeing this. I went through it. It was in, look, I just put it in a flag. It was in my junk mail. I don't know why it's in my junk mail. Okay. Everybody, okay. So yeah, make sure it's September 29th. You hit up Flex Zone. I'm gonna be on there. Show them some love, please. They do a great show. We're gonna have some fun. Definitely some fun after the Chiefs game that day. will.i.am became a member. bro, 10-1, my bad. We played them after. Yami, that's crazy, right? He's 10-1 versus them, and they don't bring that up. They'll bring up that, oh, Lamar has a losing record versus Mahomes. Joe Burrow got a losing record against Lamar. Who cares? He's getting owned. Remember they brought up that, oh, the Ravens have a losing record versus the Steelers? Oh, that's a reason why Lamar can't be good. He has to do well against the Steelers. How well does Joe Burrow do against the Browns? How well does Joe Burrow do against the Ravens? Oh, well, that's not really fair, though. I mean, the Ravens got Lamar Jackson on there, so that's not really fair. Like, that's what I get with people now. I be looking at them like, kiss my team and just keep it moving, bro. Oh, yeah, and Kobe Bryant, that dude that was talking real spicy, yeah, he got cut. Even though I'm not wishing, he can't, make money to feed his family. Hopefully they pick him up on the practice squad, but he was cut. Kobe Bryant was cut. I don't like hypocrisy, bro. Like, I do not like hypocrisy. Will I am with a $20 donation. Best station donation. Will I am, thank you so much. Best nation in the world donation. They just raised the bar. You seen last season, Josh was given the MVP award with 3 to 4 weeks left in the season. That is facts. Listen, I'm going to be real with you. I told everybody knows where I stand on this. I believe Josh Allen's a top 2 quarterback in this league right now. Some of y'all don't agree with that, which is fine. And if Josh Allen would have threw a 41-4, I would say he deserved the MVP. Let's keep it a buck. Raven fans, we're not selfish and we're not foolish. We know who's supposed to win the MVPs. Everybody does. But now you're literally trying to take it away from Lamar. You're like, we're tired of him being able to win. We want this guy to get one. That's ridiculous. Because you would never did it if it was vice versa. You would have happily gave Josh Allen 3 of them things. Happily. With a Joe Burrow, same thing. With a smile on your face. Yeah, y'all remember Orlowski, bruh. Orlowski, oh, it was such a great throw. That great throw, pro. Listen, man. Every time Lamar, if God forbid Lamar throws any of those, I'm the arm punt. It was a great throw, right, Orlowski? I'm gonna make sure he has to respond to it. I'm gonna make sure he has to respond to it. Because I'm gonna be annoying with it. And I hope people keep clicking on it to where it blows up his phone to where you be like, bro, like Ryan Clark, you ever notice when he gets caught up, that was last year, bro. Why are you holding me to something I said a year ago or 5 months ago, bro? Like, hey, yo. So you just be talking to talk then, right? Nasty work. Nasty work. Get me mad, Will I Am. They be getting me mad, man. They be getting me mad. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. I was riding with Orlowski till last season. He lost a ton of credibility with me. To make it worse, he was working for the Bills. That's crazy to me. Like, if Josh, look at this. I want you to understand this. If Josh Allen threw 41-4, it went 41-4, it would have been unanimous. There wouldn't even been an argument. He'd have won the MVP hands down. There would have been no argument, no nothing. Give it to him. And you know what Ravens fans would have said? He went 41-4. He deserves the MVP. And he won 12 or 13 games. He deserves the MVP. That's exactly what we would have said. That's exactly what we would have said. So them acting like, no. On top of it, the Ravens have always a harder schedule than the Bills or even usually the Bengals and them. Always have a harder schedule than them. We have a harder schedule than the Chiefs, than the Bills, than the Bengals, but somehow it's like, oh, well, they lost those 2 games because those are really 2 good teams. The Ravens face good teams all year long. No excuses. It's nasty work, bro. Nasty work. They'll dismiss Josh Allen's arm pump. Always want to bring up that Lamar triple coverage pick in the KFC game, which was literally pass interference, by the way. Yeah, I'm mad all these teams got fresh black unis for rivalry except Ravens, like Jets, Gotham City. Listen, I want to say something. I told you there's a couple ideas that I believe that would absolutely help the Ravens, but I don't know how to get the ideas to anybody there. The uni that I have in my head would give us an advantage. And it holds to the rules. But it would give us an unmitigated advantage. Like a huge advantage. But once again, I don't know who to get these ideas to. This man said, Evan, I hate it. Snazzy, I would say the black on black is tough. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm telling you guys, there's an idea I got. I'm telling you. If y'all knew what I don't want to say it because you know how the internet is. Well, you're the one that sent it out there, and then everyone can take it and run with it and be like, nah, it's my idea. Nah, this idea I believe, not even I believe, I know, scientifically stating it would give the Baltimore Ravens an extreme advantage. Especially in cold weather games. But hey, what do I know? But yeah, guys, that's the problem I have with the NFL. It's the constant narratives they're willing to put and then just leap into it and just push. Let me let y'all understand this right now. If Joe Burrow was to gain an MVP without making the playoffs, or much less even winning his division, I'm telling you this right now, they will take the votes away from the sports writers. It'll be they'll take them away. I'm dead serious with you. Dan Orlowski, Ryan Clark, and what's his name? Achu, whatever his name is. Those guys, they will lose their votes, and they'll be like, well, they took it away because we disagreed with. No. Because you know the equivalent is, I don't have to like LeBron James, right? The equivalent of what they're doing is me saying LeBron James is only good in this era and he's really not a Hall of Famer, and I'm not voting for him to make it the Hall of Fame. Well, it's my opinion. That sounds stupid, doesn't it? Because everybody knows he's a Hall of Famer. No, they know he's a top 3, top 5 greatest player to ever put on a basketball sneaker, right? At the minimum. So yeah, that's what I be saying to people. I'd be like, having an opinion is not the excuse of being an idiot. Like, that is crazy to me, bro. Like, it's my opinion. So use your opinion to be a fool? Like, what are we doing here, bruh? Like, what are we doing here? They're watering down the MVP like the Pro Bowl, giving it out to just anyone. And they gave Falele a Pro Bowl spot. In the jerks of Nitro, you know the NFL needs a great high QB, especially with the likes of Mahomes, Ertz, Lamar dominant. Am I lying? Look, here's how I'll respond to that. Everybody relates to somebody that looks like them. I don't even got a problem with that. You know why? And let me give you the perfect reason why. If you watch boxing, you understand that that's how sports go. If you watch the NBA during the times of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson with Kareem and Kevin McHale and them boys, right? You would understand that that's how the NBA was marketed. It saved the NBA. That's called realism for anybody that does not like realism. It's a part of sports. You will never escape it. We usually root for the person that looks like us. That's the way it goes. The problem is when you're willing to overlook facts and truth for the person that looks like you. That's a problem. Like, if you watch boxing, if you watch the 90s growing up or the 80s basketball, then you would understand that that's a lot of the ways that they marketed sports. And guess what? I'm a black guy and I can say, hey, Larry Bird, that's a cold you know what, right? Because that doesn't even know, you can't take away his greatness. Doesn't take away what he could do, what he is, what he's achieved. These other people that are willing to do that are ridiculous to me, bro. Like they irk my spirit. Yo. It'll be getting me mad. Mad. None of us all looking like we don't like. Sometimes you root for the. I want the white people might be like, I want the white guy to win. Black guy might be like, I want the black guy to win. Latin people like, I want the Spanish guy to win. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the way it goes at times. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you're willing to overlook their greatness just because, bro, no, that's called wrong. And then people be like, well, that's my opinion. No, that's not. That's your bias. There's a difference. There's a difference. There's a difference. Yeah, bro, they irk my spirit, bro. I told you, listen, when I used to play ball, everybody that knows I used to play basketball. I didn't grow up playing football, I grew up playing basketball. And everybody knows I was a big Pistol Pete Maravich guy. I used to love Pistol Pete. Watched this movie probably 100 times. Like, I was a big Pistol Pete fan, even though Allen Iverson was my favorite player. And my game was modeled a lot after my father and Allen Iverson. If you watch my game, you'll be like, that's a Pistol Pete in there. Yeah, because I watched the crap load of film on it. Am I not supposed to take in what he's done because he's a couple shades lighter in hue than me? See what I'm saying? Bro, that junk is nasty work, bro. That'll never be me. That'll never be me. Boomer Esiason compared Herbert to Dan Marino. It's nasty work. Mind you, Boomer Esiason was an MVP for the Bengals. If anybody here does not know that, go run, my guy. How you doing, bro? That's my guy. And King of Demise, if you watching, you my guy too. Because I know you be in the background, just be watching, not saying nothing. Y'all don't even know who that is. King of Demise, that's my bro. Pistol Pete was that dude in the 70s. Yeah. Mark Price. Like, I'm a historian of the game. And Mark Price wasn't in the 70s. He was in the 90s, late 80s and stuff like that. I was a big fan of Mark Price. Loved this game. Even though I was a shooting guard and I was forced to switch to point guard. Yeah. I used to love a variety of players. Kevin Johnson, y'all know him as KJ. You feel me? Mark Price was nice. You had Michael, of course, Allen Iverson. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had so many guys in film that I've watched throughout the years. Regardless, you give people the respect they've earned, regardless of what they look like. Heck, you could be green. If you nice, you nice. And to show y'all this real quick, right? Real quick, because you know we got to pivot over the things. This is the other thing we're talking about. I want y'all to see this list, right? Oh, he was the first. No, what's his name? The K-Gun was for the Bills. K-Guns was the Bills, right? That was with, what's their Hall of Fame quarterback? Oh, my gosh. Y'all know I'm talking about, that Bills team, the K-Gun. They went to 4 Super Bowls and lost them all. Oh, okay. I'm the jerk. I did not know the Bills adapted the K-Gun offense from the Bengals during the AFC Championship game in '88. I did not know that. I did not know that. Okay. Jim Kelly. That's his name, Jim Kelly. I wanted to say it before anybody told me. Jim Kelly. It finally popped in my head. Nobody told me. Yes. I got it before KBZ put it in there. Yes. I see you, bro. Jim Kelly. Yeah. Jared Thomas was good, my bro. You know what I'm saying? And the K-Gun was fire, but bro, man, could you imagine losing 4 consecutive Super Bowls as a fan? Could you imagine as a player? Bro, you know they were heartbroken, bro. Not even say you went 1-3. You went 0-4 consecutively. That would have broke me, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. As a competitor, that would have broke me. I probably would have just been like, it's time for me to retire. Like, man, jeez. I want y'all to look at this though, right, guys? Look at this. These are the non-QB highest paid players on each team. TJ Watt leads everyone $41 million on the Steelers. Jamar Chase, $40 million. Myles Garrett, $40 million. Danielle Hunter's $35 million. Max Crosby, $35 million. Justin Jefferson, $35 million. Nick Bosa, $34 million. CeeDee Lamb, $34 million. Garrett Wilson's $32 million. Look how low we are. Nambi's at $24 million. This is why I'm trying to tell you there's no way. If Zay Flowers gets 1,100 yards this year, he would demand more than $24 million a year. Easily. Easily. I brought this up to show y'all so y'all know I'm not tripping. Look at how much they're paying the non-QBs in this league. I did this to show you. Because there's always a method to my madness. Right? When we're talking about guys got to get paid and everything else, I want you to look at what the non-QBs are getting paid now. Okay, it's not no chump change. 11 million or 15 million a year. No. If you're an elite pass rusher, look what you're getting. Elite D tackle, look what you're getting. Terry McLaurin just signed for $32 million. Right? I want you to understand this real quick, right? Let me look that up and show y'all what I mean by that, right? I can't see the chat right now, guys. Just give me 1 second because I'm full screen so I can actually read this off to you guys. Here it goes. Terry McLaurin has never had over 1,100 yards. His first season, he had 919. Second season, 1,118. Season after that, 1,053. Season after that, 1,191. Then 1,002. Then 1,096. He's never had 1,200 yards in a season. Never. So he had 919, 1,118, and then 1,053, right? Those are for his first 3 seasons of his career. Let's go look at Zay's. Zay's been in the league for 2 years. He's at 858, 1,059. That means he's on pace to have a better start to his career than Terry McLaurin. Better start to his career than Antonio Brown. I want you to understand what we're looking at. So he would be asking for $30 million and up. Just FYI for y'all that don't know. And if you want to say a little less, fine. DJ Moore, he's at 27.5. Do you see us paying him 27.5? That's the point I want to get through to y'all. When we got to pay all these people this money, where are we going to get all this money from? Where? Zay Flowers for the 2 beginning seasons has 1,917 yards in his first 2 seasons. That's more than Antonio Brown, and I believe that's that same amount as Terry McLaurin. For anybody that thinks I'm even joking, hold on. Antonio Brown stats. Right? I'm going to go to it right now. Where's it at? He had 167 yards in his first season, 1,108 yards in his second season, and 787 in his third season. Just to let y'all know that. So 1108, let's do it. 1108 plus 787 plus 167 equals 2,062 yards for his first 3 seasons. Zay is already at 1,967 himself. I'm asking you guys, do y'all think the Ravens are going to pay a wide receiver $30 million a year? You got to start asking yourself those questions. Zanger, what's up, my bro? What's good? King Lee said 35 a year? Nah, they got to start worrying about it now. The price is going up. The price is going up. This is his third season. So next year, next year will be his fourth season. Yeah, you got to look at that stuff from now. Got to look at it from now. A start to his career where Zay, I mean, let's be real. If Zay gets 1,100 yards, he would have 3,000 receiving yards for his first 3 seasons in Baltimore. 3,000 plus yards receiving in his first 3 seasons in Baltimore. Just FYI for you. Yeah. So I wanted to put things into perspective. I really did. Because I wanted to let y'all understand that money don't grow on trees. And we don't got all the money in the world. So I'm just kind of wondering, Manuel, what's good? ISO said, I'll give him a loan. Just keep Zay. ISO said, I got it, homie. I got it. Make it rain. Yo, my God, bro. My God, Ravens too cheap. It's only so much money they have. If Zay gets 1,200 yards receiving, then he's out of Baltimore. Exactly. Kush, I'm honest with people, man. I know everybody hates when I say this. I would hate to get rid of him. But I'm telling y'all, the Ravens are looking at this. I'm telling you guys. If I think, I told y'all before, I think Bateman's going to lead all the receivers in receiving yards this year. I think Bateman gets roughly 1,200 yards this year. And you'll look at Zay get around like 1,075, close to almost 1,100. That's what I think is going to happen this year. Personally. I'll give all my predictions tomorrow night. But, because it's going to be my birthday. We'll do it tonight. We'll do it live. It'll be nice. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm trying to say. 95 mil, 3 or 4 years, 100. I don't know, bro. How much did that break down to? 95 million for 4 years, only $23 million a year. That's not going to do. He's demanding more than that. 95 divided by 3 equals 31.6. Maybe he might take that. But even that is very, very, once again, Zay will make you money. And I'm not saying Zay's not worth that money. What I'm saying is, will the Ravens pay that money? And if y'all been Raven fans long enough, because some of y'all have been Raven fans before I was, because I didn't start as a Raven fan in 1996. I became a Raven fan in 2006, 2007. So, yeah. Some of y'all been a Raven fan from the 1996 season. Y'all seen the Ravens a little longer than I have. Y'all think the Ravens are going to pay a wide receiver $30+ million a year when the highest paid non-QB on their roster is Nnamdi Madubuike at $24 million or whatever else it is? Okay. Manuel said give Zay 120 guaranteed. Yo! What if he get 1,200 and he stays in Baltimore? He may stay. He'd have to take a massive pay cut. I just told you, bro, that would put him in the Amon-Ra St. Brown level. Let me go to him right real quick, right? Let me go check him out real quick, right? Because I know his stats are going to come up here. Girl, you got what I need. Yeah, that puts him in the... Bro, Amon-Ra St. Brown had 912 his first season, 1161 in his second season, and then 1,500 in his third season. So you're looking at... So Amon-Ra St. Brown had about 3,500 yards in his first 3,600 yards in his first 3 seasons in the NFL. Zay will be pushing about 3,100, and he's in an offense that throws the ball the least amount in the NFL. So, yeah, he'd be in that range. So around $30 million a year right now. That's what they're making. Okay. Edie said he can't keep everyone, but that doesn't mean he can't keep Brother Zay. We will see. We will see. We will see. I hope so. Flex, y'all already know how I get down. I hope so. I really like Zay. Question is, can we? We can only pay so many people. We can only pay so many people, so I don't know. I do not know, guys. Let's see. Facts, we'll have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see, guys. But it's still something that we should need to be looking at now. Still something we have to be looking at now. Most people never thought we were going to get rid of Marquise Hollywood Brown. A lot of people didn't think we were going to get rid of him. We got rid of him. Now, mind you, Zay's had a better start to his career than Hollywood, but Hollywood was our best weapon at that time. Nobody thought we were going to move off Hollywood yet, and we did. So we'll see. It might be through trade. We don't know, but we'll see. But, guys, that's another. What do you mean I'm skipping? Hold on. Nick Wright said that Jalen Hurts fans are crying wolf when they claim that Hurts is disrespecting and added that Mahomes is actually disrespecting. No, you see what I'm saying? We touched on it, Jared. You came in late. We touched on the whole Jared Allen and how they be doing stuff, whole thing. We touched on it, bro. But he's tripping. You know he's lying. You know he is. Being facetious at best. He's tripping. Ain't getting respect. Nasty work. But guys, that's episode of the Wunderkind Morning Show. Thank you guys for watching and being here and supporting. And y'all know how we end every show. Now, guys, I'm an 80s baby. We grew up, Nitro, I definitely knew Hollywood was gone. Live I wanted him gone. Made many videos about it. I didn't want him gone, but I just didn't want him as the number one option. In all intents and purposes and for context. You know what I'm saying? The man was a Nick Wrong lion. But when we were kids, I'm an 80s baby. We grew up with a lot of different type of games, shows, all that stuff. But in video games, there were a certain big three that came out in the 90s that still today still ring true if you play games, right? And everybody, now they're making movies about every single one of them. And I need to know, out of these three games, which one do you regard to be the best out of this big three? Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, or Tekken? I need to know. I've seen a lot of Mortal Kombat on here. Listen, man, I see a lot of people saying MK. And look, I'm a big MK guy. That's probably the last fighting game I've been playing. I got a lot of love for Tekken, but my heart is always Street Fighter. For me, it's Street Fighter. Ryu, the most memorable moves, everybody wanted to fire out Hadouken. And everybody has tried to Shoryuken and jumped off a trampoline talking about Tatsumaki Senpai. For me, Tekken gets a lot of respect. I feel like I love Tekken, but it's between me, Mortal Kombat, and Street Fighter. And for me, I'm taking Street Fighter. Depend what we playing it on. PS5. Kush said Tekken. Oh, let me go read everybody's stuff, too, because I don't want to leave nobody out. Bro, I'm going to be real with y'all, bro. I'm nasty at Street Fighter, bro. Nasty. You don't want me picking Ryu. If I pick Ryu, it is over. If I pick Ryu or Sagat, it is over. And Will.i.am said MK no comp. Money Mike said Mortal Kombat easy. Abdi said Mortal Kombat world class. Shout outs to you, said Tekken. Zelly the Knife said Street Fighter. King Blaze said Street Fighter. Abdi said Mortal Kombat. Dexter said Combat. Tim P said Mortal Kombat all day. ISO said MK, no competition. Alexander said, I think Mortal Kombat. King Lee said Street Fighter. Listen, bro. Listen, I know y'all been in real fights in y'all life, and some of y'all tried to hit somebody with that Shoryuken in real life. Come on now. That yoga flame. Yo, my gosh. I think the two most memorable is Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. To me, it's either or. You know, if you want something a little more gory, then it's going to be Mortal Kombat. If you want more combos and certain stuff like that, then it's definitely going to be Street Fighter. Street Fighter is my overall, like, especially, like, my big one was Street Fighter Alpha 3. That was my big, like, oh, Alpha 3 on PS1. Ooh, shaboing boing. I was going to work. But Mortal Kombat's it. I'll never crap on Mortal Kombat. I'm a fan of Mortal Kombat big time. The movies, the lore, of all the characters. I think Mortal Kombat has done so well with delving into the universe, like MK universe. And now you're having it where they're doing separate from Liu Kang. They got Johnny Cage. Then you got separate from Johnny Cage. You got Sonya Blade. Like, I like that. Like, I feel like I want that more with Street Fighter. But if I'm picking one for me, it's Street Fighter. But in a close, incredibly close, it is Mortal Kombat. Tekken, you already know I got love for Tekken, but I got both of them over Tekken. Tekken and Soul Calibur holds a special place in my heart, but I got Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat over both. Real talk. Who said Dream? Oh, I saw somebody just bring up. I was squirting. I heard someone just put out Dreamcast. Who said Dreamcast? Who just said Dream? If we on the Dream? Oh, you had Dreamcast too? You ever play Power Stone 2? That was my game on Dreamcast. I used to love Power Stone 2 on Dreamcast. Fact, I used to play that, me, my friend's house, my sister, my brother, his brother used to go crazy. Honestly, the right answer is DBZ. Come on now, bro. Tez Gold. You know Tenkaichi and them in Budokai was fire too. You know I'm not. Spitting Bird, Kick Lee, I see you, bro. Y'all got that bread. I don't have no Xbox or PS. Nah, bro. Let's see. I had a Sega Genesis, which I got from my cousins. I got PS1. My father got that for me and my siblings on a Christmas. PS2, me and my siblings put together. I put up about 70% of it, but my brother and sister put together the rest. We bought a PS2 from Super Walmart. PS3, when I got back my college money, I bought the PS3. PS4, same difference. I was working like 3 jobs at the time, and I bought the PS4, and I got the PS5 like a couple years back. I had Dreamcast that I got. I had bought it. Where did I buy Dreamcast from? I think I had ordered it off of eBay, and I got it, and I was playing, and then my brother-in-law, not my brother-in-law, my cousin-in-law, whatever you want to call it, he used to know how to download all the games for the Dreamcast and you had to put the first thing, so I had all the games. So I had Dead or Alive, I had Time Cop, I had all that stuff. So yeah, those are the systems I had. And of course I had Nintendo, the original Nintendo from my father. I never owned Nintendo 64, never owned Xbox. I did have a Nintendo Switch that I had bought for my little girl, so yeah. We all put our line and copped the 10p. Facts. When I got the PS2, that's what we did, man. I paid for like 70% of it, and my sister put down about 25, the rest of the 25, and my brother put down the other 5%. Put it together, went there, picked up a PS2, and I never forget it. When Hurricane Charlie had hit, a lot of people were moving away from Port Charlotte, so the guy across, we used to share games. He was an older guy, but we used to share our PlayStation games with him, and we used to like trade games. And they had left the state, and he said, yo, we're leaving. We're not really taking anything. The TV in the living room, you can have it. And I was like, are you serious? He said, yeah, it's yours. Y'all been so nice and everything else. Shout out to you and your family. God bless. And they had left the state. I never seen them again after that. I was like 13 or something like that. And I said, okay. And I went and told my father. My father said, are you serious? He said, yeah, let him have it. So I rolled that big old TV over to the house and put the PS2 on it and put it in my room. And then me and my brother and sister used to put the beds together. And then we'd run games together. And then PS2, you know, was a DVD player. And we watched movies in it together. So that's a little tidbit from my childhood. Shout outs to my brother and my sister, definitely. Shout out to him that gave us the TV. But yeah. I never had Sega Saturn. Never had that either. I switched to PC after Xbox 360. Never owned an Xbox or Xbox 360 or 720 or any of them. Never had an Xbox. Never. Yeah, of course I played Donkey Kong and Mega Man. I wish they need to redo Mega Man. They need to redo like a live, like an open thing like Mega Man. Like an open world version of Mega Man would be fire. I don't know why Sega doesn't just do what they got to do. Like, it be pissing me off the way that they be doing that stuff. Like, Castlevania was fire. I remember playing Castlevania on my PlayStation 3. That one, was it Something in Shadows? That was one of my favorite one-player games of all time. That was an amazing game. If y'all have never played that, go play that. Castlevania, King of Shadows or Summon of Shadows. That was fire. Nitro Dead or Alive volleyball was a great game. I never played it. Never played it. But guys, that's an episode of The Wunderkind Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and the notification bell. Love you guys. Thank you for all the support. I will catch y'all tomorrow from the bread box. You know we got to go for the bread box and put some stuff tomorrow. And y'all have a great day. Y'all know my slogan. Peace. And I'm out of here, guys. Yeah.
Finish him, Daddy.